Hello and welcome back to the For the Badge podcast. It's been a wild couple of days in the Champions League. All right, last Champions League game of the week. Lewis, talk to me, man. What happened?
Well, I don't know, and neither does Pep, according to him. So it's. I'm gonna put it like this. I mean, in the chat, you were like, you guys were like, they got to make a statement, and my response was they just got to win. That's all I cared about was winning because City doesn't function like other teams. Like the players don't function like other players. It's a really weird situation there, man. And so I think I said they're arrogant now. Like I don't think they get up for teams unless they legitimately think that team is competition for them. If they think the team is competition, then they play them. If not, then they kind of just drag ass, and it's weird because like for example, seeing De Bruyne out of the lineup, I knew Laporte wasn't gonna play, but I mean that's whatever. And I know Stones is hurt, but for De Bruyne to be out of the lineup because of sickness, either he had to have like bubble guts, or he had to have the greatest migraine ever. Because what reason is there not to play?
He's got
right?
COVID.
But he had to have and it said illness, not injury, which means he was sick.
It said
so there had to be some serious sickness there where he couldn't run and focus.
I read that they're still not even sure about Saturday.
Well, I wish him the best, and I'm not questioning him, but I'm like
COVID.
No, that's a joke. That was a total joke.
Oh, okay.
Something real.
He said, "Is it COVID?"
But at the same time, and I've been an advocate of this, they have to know how to play without him because there's no way that team can lack 100% creativity and this man is not in the game. What are you supposed to do if he doesn't play? What do you do when he retires? Like that's the stupidest thing to have midfielders of that quality who don't know how to create. So I guess I segue to my own personal point is can we pass to Haaland? Can we pass to him a little bit? And I know I've made the point on here before. I'm like, can Grealish cross the ball? I think other people are hearing me now because I've never seen him cross the ball ever. And the thing about it is but his stats are good because somebody compared him to Foden, and Foden actually crosses the ball because he's left-footed and he crosses from the left. And it's but he had since he's come back, his stats are equal to Foden. I'm like, well, number one, that's because Foden hadn't played. One, but two, Foden passed the ball. Foden attacked guys, so he went at him and he passed. I'm just I don't understand. But why don't we play Grealish in the middle? I don't know. Bernardo crosses the ball, so why don't you stick Bernardo in the wing? I don't. Yes, he gets fouled. That's great, but what has that created? It's not like they're scoring more goals because he gets fouled. I don't get it, and I all credit due to the opponents. All credit due to them because I mean they made a mistake in the first half. They got scored on. We've already established City can pounce on mistakes, but then after that they were on cruise control. Right. Because there's an arrogance, and I don't know what the arrogance is. The fans are seeing it to make zero substitutions and lack creativity and have Alvarez and Foden and Rico Lewis. You got guys who create problems, and they're all young guys, and somehow they don't come on the field at all. I don't know, man. I just Pep, and we say it. Pep knows more about football than we'll ever know. That's true. But here's a funny thing about that. Funny thing. You can know more, but you also can be so arrogant that you're blind and you can't see. Those two things can exist at the same time. And I don't give excuses for the players either, because if I'm a player and I see something available and I know I may get taken off the pitch because I do this thing that leads to success. And if my consequence is I don't play anymore, then I'll take that and I'll leave the team after that because I'm gonna get success. I didn't walk on the field to lose. Who plays a game to lose? Who does that? And so the fake at the end of the game where he was motivating them at the end when they had whatever the discussion is. Okay, so you need to motivate me to win a game when we're playing your way. Miss me with that, man. And this is I can be critical and still think Pep is a wonderful manager, and he's a smart guy and he's super successful. But I hope whatever is going on, they figure it out because a lot of people are like, oh, they'll be fine. Well, you keep saying they'll be fine, and they'll be fine at home.
Do you
I
think
think he'll
this
be
is
fine. I think he'll be fine at home. I really do. But
No, I mean
go
at
ahead.
home, like out of the tournament home.
on the
Oh,
couch
Oh,
at home?
yeah, on the couch. You
Do you
keep being
think that
fine.
this is just a dumb problem for a professional team to have to not pass to the guy you bought to win the Champions League? I feel like that is a ridiculous problem to have.
But it's silly because you're like it's the style of play and that's why they don't pass.
it's too
You
many
pass
names. I
to
think you're
score
right.
goals. The purpose of the game is to score goals.
The
I think
one ball that went through the channel for Haaland, yeah, he scuffed the shot, but he just blew right by the guy. He just
well, right. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And everyone got. I think Lewis is on. Like I think Lewis is right here because when you think of Man City, first player that comes to my mind right now in the lineup, Kevin De Bruyne. So that's just me. Midfield, Kevin De Bruyne is. Haaland isn't there yet on that team, but say he keeps pace with what he was doing at the beginning of the season, and he's scored 9 hat tricks by now and everything. You think Man City, you think Aaron Haaland. And none of those boys, like Jack Grealish, I guarantee you, with the name, the way they're pushing him, all them boys want you to think when they think Man City, they want you to think of them. Sergio Aguero had that title forever at Man City. That power vacuum's gone. That's he still does. That power vacuum's gone, and I think all the boys on the team are go, okay, well, that's not going to be Aaron Holland because he's 23 or whatever they have against him, whatever it may be. He's kind of an arrogant. I get that, but he's kind of standoffish. But he's a workhorse. He works hard. He's a Kobe Bryant type. Like he has that mentality where I don't need you to be my friend. I just need you to do this job because I'm going to be the best I can be. Like that's just kind of the mentality you get from Aaron Holland and some of those players like him, and I just think some of the players at Man City do have a problem. You can see it on the field in some of these plays. It's like, Diego Costa was an a-hole, but like at least we played him the ball. Like, why are you not even if you hate him, why are you not playing him the ball?
You put Haaland in Real Madrid and he scores fulfilling goals. He scores a fulfilling goals.
He breaks Ronaldo's record, that's for sure.
I wonder if this is an issue of you have so many parts that you can't get all the parts to work together.
Well, but I would say yes, but that's garbage because last year they played with the same team. It's the same players. Now they have a striker and they can't pretend like they don't know how to play with a striker because when Aguero was there, guess who they passed the ball to?
Kun Aguero.
They passed it right to him.
So do you think that there's like an internal conflict?
I think they are so into the system that they're ignoring that. Like, for example, I sent the thing where the question was, why don't you play Alvarez and Foden? And they said because they play too direct. If that is literally the issue, then you don't need Haaland on the team. Take him off. Don't even play him anymore. Put a midfielder in there, play a false nine, and let him sit on the bench if that's the case. If that's too direct, take him off the field. Don't even play him.
Yeah, I mean, Haaland is the definition of direct. Yeah. Right? Like that's when you have a player like that, a target man, you got to target him.
Right. You give Aaron Haaland that, we can talk all of our smack the way we want to. You can say whatever you say about him as a manager. Obviously, he holds a special place in my heart. You give Aaron Haaland to Mao, that is Mao's play style. You give you can replace Didier Drogba with Aaron Haaland. Like that is the target man style of play. That is the new age Drogba. Aaron Haaland is the new age for whatever Drogba was to the game. That type of target man is deadly if you feed him the correct way. He will score you 30 goals.
2 games ago, they watched him drag around Arsenal center halves.
Yeah.
Just watch him drag him around.
Because he's as big as a center half. He's as big as a center back.
Just dragging him around, and now they don't want to play him the ball.
A bit faster. Like,
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It doesn't make sense.
And then as far as Pep goes for the substitutions thing, for not making substitutions, rather, for me, Leipzig changed at halftime. They changed it up. They pressed higher. They started to win more second balls from minute 50 until they scored. Y'all didn't touch you didn't sniff the ball. You don't say that about Man City teams. And this is not the first time we've heard this about City in the last 3-4 weeks. Arsenal had more possession. City had less possession in the Arsenal game than they've had in like a year or something like that. And now again, in those 20 minutes versus Leipzig, they had one chance, and it was the Haaland miss in that whole time. And that was like they stole the ball in the midfield and got a quick pass down the channel. And that's the only time y'all even touched the ball. Rodri was really sloppy, I thought. And conversely, he was the only one trying to pass the ball forward. Silva and Gundogan were sideways backwards constantly.
And the funny thing is just as watching City games, the last time Rodri played like that was when he was tired. And the issue that exists is they brought in Calvin Phillips to do what?
Sit the bench?
Because he's the direct replacement. So again, 5 substitutes, 0 used. Did Calvin Phillips play too direct too? Or is he out of shape still? Is that the case? He's out of shape. Was that it? I don't get it, man.
I thought Nkunku come in and made Kyle Walker look tired. So
Kyle
yeah,
old.
where was this? Why not bring? What? Yeah, I don't.
Well, that's encouraging.
I can think those.
Now, mind you, and I sent you guys in the text. I'm like, all the names I just said that could have came in the game to refresh the team. They're all under 25. All of them under 25. Not one of them got brought on. Now, I'm not going to call them ages, but that seems a little silly not to bring on any youth that are not youth players. They're legitimate players. I don't get it.
I feel like I would be really, really frustrated as a City fan with this, because the Forest game, you did everything but score. This game, you didn't do anything. You just didn't do anything. You didn't produce much. The goal was a mistake by them and a snapshot. I don't know. It's got to be frustrating. But,
do I think they'll win at home in the next leg? Yes, I do think they'll win at home in the next leg. But that doesn't mean anything because, yes, to get knocked out in the quarters, that's wonderful. Whatever, right? Who wants that?
Yeah, I mean, can you beat Bayern?
I don't know.
Can you beat Napoli?
I don't know.
Do you think they get up?
I don't know.
It's a nightmare it's a nightmare if you get through and draw Madrid.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
Steamrolled.
That's the
rather
only
it now
team,
than later.
That's the only team I know they'd get up for. I know they'd get up for that game.
The revenge.
They would totally get up for that one.
The revenge.
Yeah, maybe. Well, yeah. On that note, this has been the For the Badge podcast. Hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, get that notification bell on. We'll have plenty more videos coming at you. Have a good night.